strictly for the purposes of financial gain for those who have access to her estate, including Clive Davis.
Including Clive Davis.
I believe that somebody my niece, just like they her mother.
You guys, brace yourselves, because what I'm about to tell you is downright spine-chilling. We're talking about Whitney Houston, the icon, the legend, just hours before her tragic death. And get this, she made a move so eerie, so cryptic, that it could shake the entire music industry to its core. Picture this. It's February 11th, 2012. The Beverly Hilton is buzzing with energy. Celebrities in glam gowns and sharp tuxes are flocking in for Clive Davis's famous pre-Grammy party. But amidst the glitz and flashing cameras, there's Whitney, looking radiant, yes, but something's off. She's tense. There's a nervous energy about her. Then, out of nowhere, she pulls young Brandy Norwood aside. Yes, Brandy. Her hands shaking. Her voice a whisper, and then she presses a note into Brandy's hand. What? A note? She leans in, says something that only Brandy hears, and just like that, Whitney disappears into the crowd. Gone. Vanished into the evening. So, what on earth did that note say? What secret was so important that Whitney had to pass it along in hushed tones just before she died? Whatever it was clearly urgent and terrifying.
I want the world to know that Bobby Christina did not from the bathtub incident. That's not what Bobby Christina.
What Bobby Christina?
Bobby Christina was starved to.
Eyewitnesses said Brandy's face completely changed when she read it. First shock, then absolute dread, the kind that crawls up your spine and won't let go. She looked disturbed, like deeply emotionally shaken. And it wasn't just her. The entire room, the vibe shifted. That bright, glitzy energy faded into something cold, unnerving. Whitney had been acting strange all night, pacing. Christina's glancing around as if she knew something bad was coming. Was she scared? Was she trying to warn someone? Was she being followed? And then, the unthinkable, news breaks that Whitney was found in a hotel bathtub, gone just like that. But here's the twist. People immediately started whispering. Something felt off. The timing, the mood, the note. What if Whitney knew? What if she had a secret she couldn't carry anymore? Was she trying to expose something before it was too late? And who were the ones she feared?
And her and Clive had a fight 2 days before. And from what I was told, Bobby Christina was present for some of that.
All eyes turned to one man, Clive Davis, the legendary mogul, her mentor, the one who helped shape her into the star she became. But now, people were asking, was Clive hiding something dark? And then Jaguar Wright stepped in. Yes, that Jaguar Wright, known for dropping truth bombs like it's a hobby, she came forward with a jaw-dropping accusation. Whitney's death? Not an accident. Not a coincidence, a setup, an orchestrated tragedy tied to an industry secret that no one dares talk about. She called it the demise stipulation. Ever heard of it? It's allegedly a hidden clause buried deep in contracts, and it's horrifying. If a star dies unexpectedly, their value skyrockets. Posthumous albums, unreleased footage, streams through the roof, money, loads of it. And who cashes in? Not the artists, the labels. Whitney dies, and boom, her music dominates every chart. Lost albums suddenly resurfaced, old performances are packaged and sold. Someone, or some people, made a lot of money off her death. So, was that note a warning? A confession? A desperate plea for help?
He needed her back.
Oh, yeah.
He needed her back. But he needed her back and under his control.
To this day, Brandy hasn't said exactly what was in that note. She's kept that secret buried, but those close to her, they say it haunts her. She's never been the same. And guess who keeps popping up in this story? Diddy. Yes, Sean Diddy Combs. What? Why is Diddy involved?
In her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and at the hands of Diddy.
You're not ready for this. Jaguar Wright wasn't done. She went a step further, claiming Diddy was in Whitney's hotel room that very night, that he came under the pretense of comfort, but the energy, something was wrong. Witnesses were unsettled. Something felt sinister. And if you think that's wild, it's only the beginning. Diddy's empire is currently under siege. His homes raided, not one, two simultaneously by Homeland Security. We're talking trafficking, abuse, and cover-ups. Serious stuff. Derek Parker, a former NYPD detective, straight up said this is just the tip of the iceberg. And now, Whitney's mysterious note? It doesn't sound like a conspiracy theory anymore. It sounds like a connect-the-dots nightmare, a blueprint for something terrifyingly real.
Thought Diddy would be throwing all his celebrity mates under the bus.
I mean, that could potentially be coming when it's time for court and when it's time for him to testify. But what we're seeing right now is how important public relations really are to Sean Combs. He's desperately trying to control the narrative behind bars, allowing his attorneys to do documentaries.
Let's talk about Cassie Ventura. She dropped bombshell after bombshell about Diddy. She was with him for over a decade, and what she revealed in court left everyone shaken. She spoke about so-called freak-offs, humiliating, disgusting scenarios Diddy allegedly forced her into. He filmed them, used them as blackmail. Can you imagine the horror? In one heartbreaking message she sent him, she wrote, "I'm not a rag doll. I'm someone's child." That hurts. She was begging to be seen as human. And if he did that to Cassie, what might he have done or planned to do with Whitney?
The US judge has ruled that the rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs will stand trial on federal trafficking and racketeering charges in May. He'll be held in prison until then. Sean Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges that he used his business empire to transport women and male workers across state lines to take part in recorded performances. If convicted, he could face a life sentence.
Now think back to Whitney's last night. Her paranoia, her pacing, her fear. It makes sense now, doesn't it? Insiders say Whitney was horrified by what she had seen behind the scenes. She knew too much, and she knew saying anything could cost her everything, maybe even her life. That note to Brandy, it may have been a final attempt to tell the truth before it was too late.
Myself is concerned. I was totally straight until through my second marriage. I've got 4 kids and grandkids.
Okay, hold up, because this just went from dark to unholy. We all remember the pain of losing Whitney, but then her daughter Bobby Christina found face down in her bathtub under eerily similar circumstances. Same haunting ending, same unanswered questions. It was too much, too exact, too weird. People started screaming, "This isn't coincidence, this is a pattern." Jaguar Wright, she came back swinging, accusing Clive Davis of sacrificing both Whitney and Bobby Christina. Sacrificing, let that word sink in. She didn't just suggest murder, she linked it to a satanic cult. That's right, she said it out loud, a cult, allegedly orchestrating deaths to secure full control over music legacies, control over revenue, control over everything. If there's even a sliver of truth to that, it's horrifying. Was Whitney trying to protect her daughter? Did she see the writing on the wall? Is that why she gave Brandy the note? Because she knew she might not survive, but maybe, just maybe, someone else could carry the truth?
Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
And here's where things get even more terrifying. As Diddy's empire begins to crack and Clive Davis's once untouchable reputation gets dragged into the shadows, the real truth, the one hidden behind record deals, award shows, and private jets, it's beginning to ooze out. Whitney's legacy? It might hold the keys to everything. Her silence wasn't weakness. It might have been strategic, calculated. Her voice, silenced too soon, may still be screaming through the clues she left behind. But ask yourself this, why did she pick Brandy? What did Brandy know? And is she scared to this day of what would happen if she ever told the world?
With no training in music,
None.
did you think you'd be good at this?
I never thought I would have a musical ear. I never thought I'd have a natural gift.
Oh, but wait, there's more. Insiders have been whispering about a sinister alliance, a power duo, a dangerous bond. Clive Davis and Diddy. They weren't just business partners, honey. According to insiders, they had a connection deeper than contracts and charts, a mutual pact to control artists, not just in their careers, but in their souls. How? Through their weaknesses. And Whitney, she had many. Fame comes with pressure, temptation, and pain. Everyone saw her struggles. But what if those struggles were deliberately engineered? What if the substances, the chaos, the self-destruction were planted, cultivated, fed, not for her benefit, but for theirs? At private industry parties, insiders say Whitney wasn't just being celebrated, she was being trapped, fed addictions, kept dependent, so she could be molded, used, controlled, all with a smile for the cameras. And it wasn't just Whitney.
Never apparent to me. Any meeting I had with her, any interchange I had with her, she was on top of.
Jaguar Wright didn't mince words. She said stars like Whitney didn't just fall, they were pushed. According to her, the music industry is a cold, calculating machine, one that identifies vulnerable talent, builds them up, and then boom, breaks them down, only to profit from their suffering. She said Whitney's struggles were planned, a sick system built to maintain control, total control. And guess who she says is at the center of this power web? You already know. Clive, Diddy. She said they didn't just work together, they leveraged each other's influence like a tag team of manipulation. And every time an artist got too powerful, too free, they were pulled back in, tethered, crushed. Whitney, Cassie, how many more?
She just said she was in denial on that occasion. And she said it's not as serious as you make out.
Now let's talk about the fall, Diddy's fall from grace. This man, once hailed as the king of entertainment, now has feds raiding both coasts. Los Angeles and Miami swarmed by Homeland Security. And we're not just talking about drug busts or minor infractions. We're talking trafficking, abuse, and illicit activities. And then comes the jaw dropper. Sources claim that while agents were swarming his mansion, Diddy escaped. Yes, escaped. But not through a back door, not through a car, through an underground tunnel.
Understand that he has a shrink coming by his cell to see him several times a day. And now there's talk about putting him in, it's like a bubble. It's like a cell that has like a plexiglass wall in it where they have inmates watching you. That's actually their job, to keep an eye on the inmates that are on watch.
You heard that right, a tunnel. Hidden beneath a $40 million, 0-cent estate in Holmby Hills, complete with a lagoon-style pool and a secret passageway like something out of a Bond movie. Social media exploded. People tweeting, where does the tunnel go? What is he hiding down there? Because the real question isn't how he escaped. It's why he needed to. What was down there worth hiding? Some say the tunnel wasn't just a getaway. It was a vault of secrets, tapes, documents, evidence, footage of freak-offs, maybe even proof tied to Whitney. Proof that could destroy reputations, take down empires, and confirm all the whispers people thought were just crazy conspiracy theories. And suddenly, that note Whitney gave Brandy, it starts to feel like a missing puzzle piece. What if that note named names? What if she was about to blow the lid off everything? Was that what got her killed?
Coming through some things of adversity and getting through it was the
Suge Knight, never one to stay quiet, dropped the most shocking claim yet. He looked the world in the eye and said what others were too scared to whisper. Diddy and Clive Davis, more than business partners. They were lovers. Yes, you heard that right. He didn't flinch. He said it bluntly. They might not want to say it, but they know they was lovers. And suddenly, it all starts clicking into place. If they were lovers, think of the power they shared, the secrets, the leverage, the access to everything. It explains why they moved like a unit, like a calculated force. Could their bond have fueled an alliance so tight, so strategic that they could control anyone, even Whitney? Was this relationship the foundation of their control over the industry and the people in it? Because this wasn't about love. This was about dominion.
Did you at any stage think I may never sing again?
I never thought I wouldn't. I couldn't. I just didn't want to.
But here's the creepiest part of it all. Clive Davis, silent. Through it all. Through all the bombshells, the accusations, the scandal, the pain, he hasn't said a single word. No denial, no outrage, no legal threats, nothing, just silence. And sometimes, silence screams louder than anything. It feels cold, calculated, like he knows he's untouchable, like he knows no one can touch his empire, no matter how dark the secrets are. But that silence, it's starting to crack. People are watching. Whispers are growing louder. And for the brave ones speaking out, like Jaguar Wrights and Cassie Ventura, the price is steep. They've been ridiculed, threatened, pushed to the edge, but they keep going because maybe they know if they don't speak, no one will. Their courage is exposing how widespread this nightmare might be, how deep the manipulation runs, and in the center of it all, Whitney Houston. She's not just a cautionary tale, she's the symbol. So we're left asking, what did Whitney really know? Why did she trust Brandy with her most important secret? And how far will the industry go to make sure the truth stays buried? This rabbit hole is deep and it's only getting darker. So stay alert, stay skeptical, because in Hollywood, nothing is ever what it seems.